Hello, dear friends. How are you? I hope that you're having a wonderful day. And I wanted to actually do another video. I got a lot of good response from the video about how to wear your hair in a scarf like Tasha Tudor. I know that some people said that the sound was not very good. And I also wanted to do a full video of that actual, just kind of like another added layer to the other video, because there's, I'll show you the picture right here. I get so many people ask me how I get my hair to look like that. And I think that there's a couple of things to remember, is that even when you're dressing in an old-fashioned style, you know, per se, like Tasha Tudor, I think it's important, and maybe it's not that important to you, but to me, it's very important to actually have a good facial structure when you're wearing either like a capped bonnet, like a poke bonnet, or sunbonnet, like Little House on the Prairie sunbonnet, or perhaps like a little hand embroidered bonnet. This is more like a primitive pioneer bonnet, and it's not frilly. I actually handmade this. It's a piece of linen, and you can see here I made like the little drawstring and everything that you can tighten and loosen depending on how much your hair sticks out, how much, you know, because some people have a lot fuller hair. And anyway, and so then I just I don't know if you can see this, but I just hand stitched a little cotton lace trim on it because I wanted it to be really plain. And anyway, and so yeah, so this is just a really plain pioneer bonnet that I wear a lot. But if you happen to notice, sometimes, like, depending on what your head shape is like and the structure of your face, like you could have more of an elongated, which I have a very pointed face, but I have a smaller framed face. And so I just always think that it's nice to accentuate those features that you have. So I'm going to do the long version because I think the previous video was a shorter version of me not doing what I normally do, which is either a pin curl or I'll use a hot curling iron. And so I'm going to show you today with the hot curling iron. And if you do this and you prepare your hair, because I don't wash my hair every day. I probably wash it maybe once a week, unless I'm doing like heavy, extensive yard work, which seems to always be okay. You don't necessarily have to do it because I do yard work every day. But I know some people might think, well, you know, you get really grungy and dirty and stuff, and you do. But if your head is concealed, if your head is concealed with like a bonnet or a hat, or a scarf of some sort, that's why you don't need to necessarily wash your hair, because the oils penetrate and it's really good for your hair in the long run. And so yeah, so I thought that I would do this video, and this is how I wear my hair. Like, I'll do my hair usually on a Sunday evening, and I don't have to do anything to my hair except you know, just prep it, you know, prepare it, like put product in it, because I do use a little bit of product. And also, after I fix my hair and then spray it with a particular hairspray that I've been using probably 25, 30 years, you don't have to do anything to your hair. And so, especially if it's concealed again in a bonnet, a hat, straw hat, scarf, or something of that nature, you don't have to worry about your hair getting messed up. So because I work so much around the house, and even though I stay at home all day and I'm doing a lot of strenuous activities usually. You know, I'm working in the yard and, you know, tilling and doing different things like that, and that's strenuous work. And so a lot of times if you have to worry about your hair or your hair down, it's cumbersome. And so this is what I've always done. I have done this probably since probably around the time I started having children. And so I hope this lighting is okay. I don't know. I got a really mean message. I deleted it because I thought it was really inappropriate, but some particular lady responded and she was like, "You rattle on, get to the point, and you can't even hear what you're saying." And so I'm hoping that the sound is a lot better. I don't know, but let's hope it is. Maybe it was her sound. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to go into the long version, like I said, and this is what my hair, this picture that I'll show you, is what my hair looks like on a day-to-day basis. Now, I have naturally curly hair. It's not ringlet curly, but it's really, really wavy. But I blow dried my hair straight last night because I didn't feel like pin curling it. And last night was Sunday, and so St. Patrick's Day. And so we had, Jeffrey and I had done so much, like we made like a Guinness stew and so, Irish soda bread, and different things like that. So I was not in the mood to pin curl my hair too, because it takes, a long time if you're doing it yourself. So I thought this week is going to be the curling iron version. And so I'm going to show you that and show you how your hair can be darling. You don't have to do it. The way that I do it, and you don't even have to curl it. But if you like that look, because I like the look of curls, because the messier it is, it appears to be thicker, and it makes you is a very proportionate for my shape, my my body shape and everything like that. I just like the way I look with curly hair better. I mean, I guess it just depends on what you like and what your preference is, but my preference is that I like to accentuate. I spent too many years not embracing my natural qualities, which is red hair and curls. And so yes, so now I do accentuate the fact that I do have curly hair, and I also accentuate the fact that I have red hair. So let's get on with it. I'm going to show you a couple of my products that I use that are just really, you could go to the Dollar Tree and get these, and that's where I get mine. And so so let's start with that. Okay, so today I'm going to be wearing this bonnet. And so I'll show you how to wear that. I think my other video was the Tasha Tudor scarf. And I'll put a link below to the Tasha Tudor and family where you can order these. And I just ordered another one. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet, but I was waiting for a particular color because there's only certain limited colors that they have on the website. And some of them I'm just not preference to, just because I'm just not privy to, because I just like certain colors in my wardrobe, But anyway, okay, so you want copious amounts of bobby pins, or what the English say, Kirby grips. And you're gonna want a couple. You're gonna want one of these, and these are those clear. Can you see that? They're those clear elastic bands, and I use those. Now, those I use are Goody brand. I get those at, like, I think Walmart or CVS. You can pick them up anywhere. But I don't use the ones that are at the Dollar Tree, because those break. As soon as you go to put them on your head, they break. And so you can only get one use out of them. And I would just rather spend the extra $1.50 to get the ones, because they'll last you forever. You get like 250 in a package, so they'll last you for a really long time. So I just keep them in my little dolphin thing, my little mermaid dolphin thing that I got at, I think I got this at SeaWorld or on a Disney cruise or something. And so anyway, because the reason that I specify that is that keeping them in something is because if you let those, because I have a little window seal in my bathroom, and so I'll keep all of my little trinkety boxes up there. And I noticed that I had left them in one of my trays one day. And so the sun, it's really good because I'll put seedlings in this window because it gets a lot of direct sun. And I realized they were, every time I would go to put one of the rubber, the rubber bands around my hair, they kept breaking. They would pop. And it was because the sun dried the rubber out. and they broke. So I was like, okay, you have to keep them in a concealed little container. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway, and then the other thing that you're going to want to use is one of these curling irons. It's a really cheap curling iron. You can get it at Walmart for, I think, less than $10. And mine is the smallest one. I think it's a 1/2 inch. I think that's what it is, the 1/2 inch. And this is a plugged, I don't even think it has a name brand. I think it's just the cheapest one that they have. So, okay, so, and then I have a couple of these, and I got, oh, I'm sorry. I got these also at the, I got these at the Dollar Tree as well. So they're just little grips because you're going to use those to hold your hair in place while you're curling it, okay? So what we'll do is, I don't have makeup on or anything like that right now, so, but that's okay because I just always do a little bit of mascara and some. So we're just going to, you know, talk and chat or whatever. Like I said, my hair is really clean, so I'm going to have to do some dirty my hair up a little bit. So what I do is I always go with decide, and now here's the other thing too I wanted to point out. Okay, back in the olden days, like in the 1800s, depending on, do you want to do Victorian style or whatever you want to do. But I'm focusing on like the way that Tasha wears her hair. Now, she would always wear hers parted down the middle, and that became a trend even in like New Age. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people were parting their hair down the middle and wearing it to the... I never did that because I don't like the way that my face looks when you're parting your hair down the middle. Whether it's a trend or not, that's something that a lot of people should be privy to, is that just because it's in style doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing for you at that time, right? And so even in the 1800s, not all the women did it, but a lot of the women did part their hair down the middle, and it was just a simplistic thing. But some of them actually do part their hair on the side. And so I always choose to part mine on the side. So I'll part it on the side like this, and then at the crown of my head, you want to go over your crown, okay? So you just kind of have to like get your hair in order to how you're going to curl it, okay? So then what I'll do is I'll take this piece here, and then, I mean, this is going to be attractive, but, and then I just kind of pin this up, okay? Because I'm not, you start from the bottom up. And I learned that from my sister-in-law because, and then, okay, so then I'm going to section it again here, okay? And then do this, and it depends on how long your hair is, whether or not how long it's going to take you, okay? But remember, you're doing this and you're prepping yourself so that you don't have to do anything hardly but just, you know, re-secure your, you know, your Kirby grips during the week, and you're good to go for the whole week. You don't have to deal with your hair. And that's the beauty of having long hair, is that, you know, people say, oh, well, don't you think it's time you cut your hair? I mean, you're almost 50, Raquel. And I'm like, no, because so much easier than this. And I had started my hair here. So see, I have just the rest of this is left, okay? And this is where you're going to start. Anyway, so that's what my sister-in-law taught me, is that you always work from the underneath up instead of the top, and then you start from the bottom and work up, okay? So then actually what you do is you just take tiny sections, girls, tiny sections of hair. And instead of going like this and putting it on your hair on the curling iron, you just take it and use it like a wand, okay? And you're gonna roll your hair like this, pull it all the way as far as, I hope you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but pull your hair all the way, and then make sure that your hair is getting all the way around, okay? And then all the way to the end, and then tighten it a little bit because it's going to go all the way flush up against your head, and you're going to hold it there, and we're going to end up doing our entire head like this. But I'll show you what happens. And back in the olden days when they were first starting out with curling irons and they didn't have them, you know, they weren't electric or anything, this is what they looked like. Look at that. See? And you get that really cool, the same authentic look as in the olden days, because that's how theirs were. You know, they hadn't experimented with them a really long time. But yeah, so we're going to do this the entire way around, and depending on how long your hair is how long it's going to take. Okay, so see, we're doing that. And I already pre-sprayed my hair. Now, I always use Sebastian Plus, but this is a generic one that I couldn't, it's called Shaping Extra. This you can get at Walmart for like $5.99. This is the only one that's comparable to Sebastian Shaper Plus. Plus is probably about $17.99 a can, but it'll last you probably a month. I mean, mine lasts me probably 2 months or longer. And so anyway, after you do this, you're gonna, each little strand you spray. And here's the thing about Sebastian. This is why I like Shaper Plus, okay? Is because you know how, like, have you ever felt your hair after you put hairspray in? And I don't know what the hairsprays are like, but I've just been using the one that I love, and I've been using Shaper Plus since I was probably 19. And I know it seems weird that they came out with it that long ago, but when you use Shaper Plus, you can redo your hair. You can comb through it. It won't be frizzy. It won't feel yucky or anything. It's just like, it's like perfectly fine again, you know, after you brush through it, if you needed to. Usually you don't need to, but what I'm saying is if you needed to, you know, rebrush a curl or something, a piece of hair, and you didn't want that flaky stuff or anything to look yucky on your scalp, it won't. And so that's why I like Shaper Plus, is because it's really, really such a good hairspray. So yeah, you're paying extra, but you know what? If you don't do anything else with your hair, I mean, think about all the products that they have and everything. And if you don't use anything else and you use hairspray, a can of hairspray, what's $17.99 for, you know, to have for a couple of months? And you can actually go to the mall. I think you know those hair places in the mall, and you can get, like, sometimes they'll have a deal for like 2 for $30 or something. And those things will last you for a really, really, really long time. So always, some things you can't skimp on, girls. Some things you can, but then some things you just really shouldn't, okay? Now, this part right here, these little teeny baby hairs right here, I'm sure you can see those. Those are going to be cute to, like, you know, to shape your face and everything. But we'll do those once we get everything pinned up, okay? So now I'm going to take my second one out and do all that, okay? So what have you guys been up to? I'm going to just talk to you a little bit while I'm doing this and take care of a couple of things that I was thinking about. So yeah, what's interesting is, like I was telling you that, did you guys have a really good St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, I'm part, you know, I have like Irish descent, and so Jeffrey and I wanted to really have, you know, make a go of it and have a fun thing, and so he made that, like I said, he made that a Guinness stew, which turned out really, really nice. And we made some Irish soda bread. I think on my blog I put that I was going to actually make those scones, the drop scones from Martha Stewart, and I ended up not doing it because I couldn't find caraway seeds at the I couldn't find caraway seeds at Sprouts, and I didn't want to have to go to 2 more grocery stores because we had already been doing loads of shopping, and so I was like tired, and I was like, I don't feel like doing this, and I'm still on the mend, you know. I'm sure you can hear from my allergies and the pollen and everything. Plus we worked in the yard all day yesterday. I mean, I work in the yard every day, but more so yesterday. I mean, I did tons of planting and I transplanted a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so I was really, really zonked. I was so tired. I think I even sat down on the couch and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't sit down because I'm probably going to sleep. But we all know, even just like Tasha Tudor always really swore to saying that she took naps every single day, which I always do too. I have taken naps since my kids were little. And you know what's interesting is people used to always, like, people in general would kind of make little statements about, like, I can't believe you're taking naps. And I'm just like, okay, so for one thing, naps keep you young. And furthermore, it's like when you are like a homesteader, I'm sure that you can understand that it's, you know, it's a lot of work. And so you need to always restore your body. It's so important. People just think of, you know, resting as like, all you need is like a little cat nap or a little power nap. My mom even always took naps. She still does. And she always took naps when I was younger. And I was always like, oh, why is she napping? And now I just completely understand. It's like, as soon as, you know, afternoon tea or whatever, I want to just lay down for like 20 minutes and get a little nap. And I feel refreshed and restored. And I think it's a wonderful thing to do that. And so, do you see I'm doing all the little curls around. It's coming out lovely. And, oh, I need to do the... And, you know, hold it away from your ears and from the back of your neck, you know, because you don't want to get that hairspray on you. Because, for one thing, it could, you know, clog your pores. And, you know, that's not good for you, for your skin. And so, yeah, so anyway, I was talking about naps. And I was saying that my mother always took naps. And, you know, I lived in Germany when I was little. And I think she said she learned it from there. Like, you know, I was little, obviously. But she realized that everybody else, like when she would go out or like, hey, let's go do this or whatever, that everybody was like, it was like, where is everybody? And they were all napping. And she was just like, oh, okay. So I think she picked it up there. Plus, you know, here's the thing is, if you're thinking about law of attraction and everything, resting is very much helps you get in alignment. And I'm sure that people that follow like Abraham Hicks or whatnot know that I sound like I'm out of breath, but it's just because, you know, my allergies and everything. So I've been taking essential oils, and that's really helped. When I was feeling really sick, I knew I was trying to come down with something. And so I was just like, oh, you know, I was taking gel capsules of essential oils like every 4 or 5 hours and dousing my body with them, because obviously you guys know that I believe solely in holistic living. But anyway, okay, so see, now I've got all of this, guys. So I'm probably going to break this up here and take this crown. I will deal with the crown in a minute, okay? And if people wonder, like, I think people have wondered, like, yes, I am a natural redhead, but on occasion, like if I notice, I don't know if you can tell in this video, but if on occasion I'll have to go in and dye my roots a little bit. But for the most part, this is my natural, this is the hair color I grew up with. I used to, and I even said in a blog post one time that, you know, embracing your hair color and like being a redhead was a really difficult challenge when I was growing up, with having fair, very fair skin. And if you see me in person, like some photos and stuff, I'll edit just a little bit, you know, just for whatever I'm trying to work on or whatnot. But I'm so fair-skinned that if you see me in real life, like, my skin is almost like blue. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you've ever seen someone that's very fair complected, like I look like I have a lot of red in my skin right now, but I think it's just the lighting combined with the outside lighting. I don't know. But if you see me in real life, I have such fair skin that my skin looks blue, you know. And I used to be so ridiculed when I was younger. And like, I think it's funny because I had a lot of outpouring on my blog post when I wrote about being a true redhead, because it's interesting that people nowadays, and then I'll just kind of briefly touch on it just because we're doing hair and I'm thinking about hair, but just embracing, it's a part of the whole thing that I wanted to talk about too, about this, you know, is that, I'm just going to tuck that behind my ear for a minute, is that embracing what is how you truly are, you know, because I think I spent so many years, I even dyed my hair like almost black one time and brown, and I would just like, because I got tired of people like, you know, just, I had a lot of ridicule and stuff when I was growing up. And so people are like, oh yeah, okay, huh. But the funny thing is, you guys, is, you know, now it's more of like a novelty kind of thing. Like people are like, oh, you're so lucky. Oh, you have red hair or whatever, you know. But at the time when I was growing up, it was like, oh, I hope you never have kids. If you have kids, you better hope that, especially if it's a boy, that they don't have red hair. I have two boys. Well, I have 3 boys and 1 girl, but 2 of my boys came with red hair. One has really, really auburn hair. I mean, really auburn, like so beautiful. It's like really like copper auburn, you know, gorgeous hair. And that's Brooker. That's my son Brooker. And then I have Sawyer, and he has hair my color. It could be a little bit more red. I think mine's not as strawberry as it used to be, you know, as I've gotten older. But yeah, and so the interesting thing is that I was saying is that you should embrace, you know, your hair color. Embrace how you want to live. Embrace, if you want to live like Tasha Tudor, embrace that. Don't be afraid. I think there's so many times people are like, oh, well, I don't think I have the nerve to do that or whatever. And I was talking to a friend. She's actually a friend of Tasha, the real Tasha Tudor's daughter. She's really, really close friends with her and all of Tasha's kids, okay? And so Tasha's daughter-in-law, and we were talking about, you know, embracing that whole thing about, you know, living like Tasha Tudor, and that it's kind of like a novelty now. There's a selected few, and it's almost like a culture, you know, of women that want to dress like Tasha or embody that type of lifestyle. And I totally do. And more so, I mean, I've been doing it since I learned of Tasha, which was back when I was probably, I think, like 16 years old. I remember I got a Victorian magazine, and I was the kind of girl that I would get magazines like Victorian magazine and Tea Time and things of that nature. And I wasn't getting glamour magazines or Cosmopolitan or anything like that. I was getting, you know, the House Beautiful and Victoria were my 2 magazines. And so I would like clean houses with my mom so that I could afford to, you know, buy all of the cool things like that I saw, you know, gardening things and stuff of that nature, which is really interesting because, okay, and then you're going to do a once over again. Now I might need to, because my hair's gotten longer and longer, I might need to redo this here, but we'll see. Okay, so now this is the other trick, girls. So now we've got all of our hair done, okay? Now, for starters, hold on. I forgot to tell you that you can get these anywhere, okay? It has the little, this here. And you need that because when you have curly hair, if you do too much to your hair or you use your fingers too much, it gets frizzy. And I'm sure all you girls with curly hair realize that. Then also, this is like a very fine tooth comb, because you're going to take and lift right here on your crown, okay? Lift your curls we're not doing anything with them right now, and we're going to back tease it, okay? Because most likely, unless you've put a ton of product, you see how high that's going to make your hair? Then you're going to do it here too, okay? So you're going to split up your hair here. I hope you guys can hear me well enough, and I know that my voice is really crazy, and then we're going to go down, okay? Down here, okay? Then we're going to do it over here, section it like that, flip it over, and you're going to tease it, okay? Okay, now you're sitting there going, okay, and what was the point of that? All right, so then after that, you're going to start from the bottom, okay, girls? And you're just going to take each curl and you're going to pull through with your fingers. You're never going to touch a brush because you've already brushed your hair out. You don't need to do that again, okay? This is it. This is all, no more brushes. And you're just going to pull each thing and just pull each section out. Now see how pretty that's looking? Look at that. Okay. And it'll be a little bit hard to get your fingers through, okay? And anyway, so you keep doing this all the way through, okay? Don't worry that this is still flat here because we're going to play with that in just a minute and get it to how we want it, okay? Then I'm going to do this side. Okay, and so while I'm doing that, I'm going to finish telling you about my story about redheads. Is that where I was, you guys? I can't remember. Oh, about embracing. Oh, I was talking to my friend that's friends with Tasha Tudor's daughters and daughter-in-law and things. And we were talking about embracing that because I know there's a lot of people that actually, like, this is a culture. And I was saying, I said, that's half the time I left Instagram was because there's still even a culture. You can find a culture of anything, and then it's like people become weird. I don't know what it is. It's like, or maybe it's just me and I'm just bananas, but it's like I'm not competing with this kind of thing or whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to take and go like this with with the end of this, lift and spray. Because you do not want to mess with this as much as you can keep your hands off of it. Like, see, I can already tell this part right here, I'm going to have to recurl that. Because I don't like how it looks, and I know that it's, because I know my hair so well, I don't like how that's going to look in the thing. Okay, so after you pretty much have all the curls out, you see, you can see, like, the curls, like it's not completely like a perm, you know what I mean? It's just, it looks natural. And I like these curls better than I like my natural curls. So that's why I do this. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of spraying here because this is my side of my head that my hair is thinner, right? Okay, so this is my heavy side of my hair, but that's how I'd like to do my part because I like my part on that side. Okay, so then what you're going to do is just very delicately get your Kirby grips, okay? And you're going to you're going to use a crap ton of Kirby grips, okay? And so what you're going to do is you want to start from where, remember we teased our hair back here? Because this is going to be the beginning shape of your hair, okay? So it's basically going to look like, you know, a pretty messy bun sort of thing. And you're going to pin it, okay? And then you're going to hold it. Can you see that? Okay. Then you're just going to start grabbing wherever you feel necessary. And you're going to pin it here. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm wearing that bonnet, so I'm not necessarily going to need my hair high there. Okay, so now that I'm thinking of it, maybe I'll wear a scarf differently. Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so because you kind of want to remember, like, am I wearing a bonnet? Am I wearing a hat? Because if you're wearing a hat, you don't even really need to deal with all this because it's going to be flat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have a hat on and it's going to flatten it out anyway. So try to remember, like, oh, I think I'm going to wear, but if you're like Tasha Tudor, you would wear a scarf every single day. So here, I'm going to do this, okay? So see this piece right here? Now, now I like to just kind of play with it because I like it to kind of come down on my face a little bit. And I might play with it some more, I don't know. But you just start picking your hair up in different places, right? Loosely. You want to keep those pretty curls, like, so it looks like the pioneer days, you know? Do you see how pretty that is, just cascading down, and it looks real soft, which it is, you know? My hair is super soft. And then I think what I'm going to do is use the scarf today, you guys, and just make it like in a knotted bow here. Okay, so you see how it's coming together. So I've got still all this, and then I'm just going to keep just teeny little pieces, and then just keep using Kirby grips on it. Okay. Now, this down here, don't worry about that yet. Okay. Then you're going to start over here. Now, this is the thicker side of my head. And you're going to keep doing this all the way around. And if some pieces fall, that's perfectly okay, because you want it to be real natural. You know, you don't want it to look like, you want it to look like it's naturally that way, even though it's not. We're making it look naturally like that, okay? Do I say okay a lot? But anyway, I think this is coming together really cute, and it's looking very pioneerish, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, so then you've got this piece down here, okay? Back in the olden days, they would usually either like do it up in a, braid it, you know, bring it around to the side. You could even do that if you wanted to, girls. You could bring it to the side like this. Maybe that might be fun. Would that be fun to do today? So you would just pin up this part, and then we're going to pull those baby hairs down in the back. Like, see this? And then we'll curl that. But maybe that might be fun to, let's take this bobby pin out. I mean, how fun is that, right? How cute. And then you just, I mean, you can spray the dickens out of it because, whoo, it got my eye. You can spray it to death because, like I said, you can comb right through with this hairspray. Now, I would recommend the Sebastian one, but anyway, so I think you could like loosely braid this, you know what I mean? If you wanted to, you could loosely braid it, like it gives the illusion of braid. Should we maybe try that? You know, and then it's too, and if you wear extensions, because, you know, I mean, some people wear extensions, like, I hardly ever wear them. Like, I have them because, you know, I used to do mermaid gigs and stuff, but right now, okay, so see, we could leave this like this, but I'm going to show you something even to make it cuter, even more cute. See how you see the ugly rubber band? Let me show you something. Have you ever seen these? And I don't know what they're actually called, but I could put a link if you want to. And they have the bigger ones, and I think maybe I have the smaller one. Hold on. Yeah, here's the smaller one. See that one? So what you'll do is we can take a little piece of the hair, a little piece from the piggy. Okay, can you see that? Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't get it out. Okay. So I've got this little piece of hair. Do you see? And it's just the hair that's in there, okay? And you take this, and at the end here, you're going to stick that through. You stick it through the rubber. Okay? See, and then it comes like this. Can you see that? Then you're going to take that piece of hair that we just pulled out from the back. Here it is. And you're going to wrap it around. You're going to wrap it around where your thing is, okay? So just do it a couple of times to cover the rubber band. Then you're going to grab it through here. Okay? Hold on to it. And then grab this and pull it. Now look how cute that is. Now it just looks like you're tying your hair with your hair, but you're really not. So I'm going to do a little bit more curling here. I'm going to do a little bit of curling here. Ouch! I burnt myself. Okay, and then recurl this a little bit, but not too much because you don't want it to be like kinky, you know? Because this is more natural. Okay, so I think this is stinking adorable. And then what you want to do, is you want to look at your hair. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but you want to look at your hair from the back. I mean, from the sides and from the back. And if you don't like how that looks, you know, you can say, oh, I want more of a crown here, or bring this hair back. But only use your pick thing, okay? And then spray the dickens out of it again. But you're just going to like mold it. I mean, you're an artist, so you can be an artist with your hair too. Okay, so I don't know if I don't know if I'm crazy about this or not. I might have to just keep playing with it, but is it because I'm doing the video? Maybe that's why I'm like, I don't know. And I'm using my ugly mirror. All my old antique mirrors are hanging up on the wall in the other bathroom. So, anyway, but I think this is kind of cute. And then what I'll do, you guys, is I'm thinking I'm going to spray it and put some more curvy grips in it because I'm going to be working in the yard a lot today. So I've got all kinds of things to plant and stuff. And I don't want my hair to, but I'm thinking maybe I might go ahead and do, okay, so then you're going to just really spray it. Really spray. Especially that little. Now, you might not think this is pretty. Okay, so hold on and let me get something. Look, I have this really cute thing that I hand embroidered. It says Mermaid Junkie on it. Now, I might use this, but I'm just going to use it kind of like as a headband. Or I might use one of my other scarves. And let's see what this looks like. Bandana just around the top. I don't know. We'll see. Because I should have, I said initially I was going to do the bonnet. I wonder if I could put the bonnet on and it might look good. Because at least you need to wait till your hair dries though. You don't want to put a sticky. See how I did it really? I mean, I guess you could do this if you wanted to. Now, I like to take mine and tie it in the back here. So see, you could do this. Now, when you put bonnets on like this, if your hair is kind of clean or whatever, you can take and just like right behind your ear maybe, put a little bobby pin. Even Tasha Tudor used to do that. She would put little bobby pins on her thing to hold the scarf into shape, okay? So I'm not going to use that today because I don't feel like dealing with it. So maybe what I'll do is my scarf. I mean my headband, but I'm going to turn it around the other way because I don't feel like, I don't want to look at the flat part today. And then I like mine on the side. And I just tie it in a knot. Like you can do, I mean, I have so many. You could use a linen strip of fabric or lace or, you know, any kind of thing that you have lying around. Because that's what I do, is just go and pick these up at the Goodwill or whatever. Now you can't even really tell that I have. And then what you're going to do, you guys, this is another trick. And it may not be a trick to you, but I don't like that. What is going on today, you guys? So anyway, but this is kind of, you get the gist of it maybe. Is don't, like, once you leave it, like, you got to play with your hair. Like, you don't just leave it, like, if it's sticking out too much there, because you can tell what you like your face to look like. Because like I said, see, I like mine a lot fuller up in here. I've always been like that. I like big hair. I mean, what can I say? I just do. And so, you know, just play with it a little bit. Like if it's like, oh, you need to pull that in or tuck that in some more, do that. And listen, compared to how long girls now fluff and stuff with their hair, this isn't going to be too long. And then you'll be able to just like redo this same thing with adjustments. You know, maybe you want to wear it in a different way tomorrow and you don't, like, you may just want to do it in a bun or something, you know, and not put it like this or whatever. I don't know. Do you guys think that looks cute or not? I think with a little bit of makeup on, I think it's cute. What do you think? Maybe some little earrings. I wear these little pearls because, for one thing, because I'm a mermaid. Second of all, because my name means pearl, which is kind of like a hidden meaning, which I think is cool. And I like to have just a little bit of something because you guys know I used to wear so much jewelry. And now I hardly wear any, especially because it's too cumbersome. When you're working so hard in the house or, you know, painting or doing homesteading, it's just too much to keep up with. And so, anyway, yeah, I only wear, you know, I still want to look decent. If somebody comes to my door, I can just take my apron or my frock off and then I'm fine and good to go. So I think with a little bit of makeup or whatever, this will be a cute little hairstyle for today, right? And maybe next time I'll do something else, you know, but I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, just give me a call and, I mean, not give me a call, but leave me a message in the comment section and I'll get back with you. And also, I just want you guys to know that I so appreciate you and my new subscribers. I can't believe I didn't even look, and I haven't looked in months, but I got a lot more subscribers, which I'm very appreciative. And so if you have any more questions, I hope that you will contact me. And as always, most affably yours till my next swim. Ciao!